Hi, everybody. My name is Tony G. Parker, also known as Tony the Tapper. And I just wanted to share with you some of my own ET experiences. I'd like to introduce myself to you and kind of offer some help and assistance and throw my stuff at my hat in the ring, as it were. My own ET experiences were really fairly limited, merely one of a passing observation. And for many years, I even wasn't sure what it was. And frankly, at the time, it wasn't all that traumatic. I didn't take it that seriously. Uh, it was no biggie for me. Okay. Now, it was the late 60s. I was living in the UK. I was going to college. Uh, it was party time. It was merry old England. Now, I was in an area which is Cambridgeshire, which is an area where there's many RAF bases and U.S. Air Force bases, and there were a lot of UFO sightings, and so that there's some kind of connection there. But being a typical child of the 60s, I took a lot of drugs, and so hallucinations were not uncommon for me. Okay. However, this following experience occurred in broad daylight. I was more or less sober. Okay, so I leave this open for discussion. Okay, I was relaxing and picnicking with my wife and some friends in a pleasant little country meadow called Granchester Meadows near Cambridge in Cambridgeshire in the UK. Uh, some of you may recall the song Granchester Meadows by the Pink Floyd. Anyway, I was about 200, 300 years, 300 yards away. Okay. I was facing my wife and my friend, so I saw this, but they didn't. They were looking at me, and I could see this off about 300 down the other end of the meadow. Okay. And I saw a tall, thin, humanoid shape, uh, kind of shimmering, iridescent, appear out of nowhere, walk about 50 paces, and then disappear again. Okay. And again, like I said, there was this shimmering, iridescent, mirage like aura around the figure. The shape, it was a shape, it was more shadowy, kind of grayish, shadowy. Okay. Uh, and there were no sound, and the event lasted less than 15 seconds. You know, now neither my wife nor my friend saw what happened, and I kind of shrugged it off. I said, "Well, I mean, some leftover drugs from last night." I had it didn't. I wasn't traumatized. Let's put it that way. Uh, Flashing forward almost a half a lifetime. Okay. Uh, I've since sobered up, as it were, and I've been, again, I have been leading a life of a sober therapist and counselor. And my specialty has been treating PTSD, there are forms of trauma, post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, etc., helping combat vets, domestic violence survivors, police, firefighters, rape victims, first responders, abused children, to help heal, resolve, and overcome their challenges. Okay. Over the last 20 years or so, uh, I've noticed an increasing, alarming increase in the number of patients who presented with PTSD symptoms, but then having the kind of alien abduction kind of paradigm, okay, or alien encounter paradigm. Now, unfortunately, most of my colleagues, okay, the psychiatrists and psychologists and other kinds of mental health professionals, they immediately jump to delusion, psychosis, and let's medicate, Uh, Now, what can I say? I think that's a little, I don't agree with that. And however, there have been attempts by some practitioners, some psychologists, to use hypnotic regression with moderate success. I don't necessarily think hypnosis is effective for actually treating PTSD. I think it's useful for diagnosing and exploring, and it's a good tool, but I don't think it on itself is all that effective a tool. However, in 1996-97, I had developed what is called war-related PTSD because I'd been doing some relief volunteer work in West Africa, Sierra Leone, and Liberia. And I was extremely fortunate as a result of my condition to discover a healing process known as EFT, or emotional freedom techniques. Okay. And like I said, I was very lucky. And within about 8 months of seeing a practitioner, shall we say, once a week, and then me practicing the EFT on myself on a daily basis frequently, within 8 months, I was completely symptom-free. Now, that got my attention, okay? That was really important. That really got my attention. That impressed me, okay? Now, as soon as I felt that I was completely healed or cured, I went and studied EFT, and since like 1997, I've been working with and helping an ever-widening circle of clients and friends and people, who presented classic trauma, PTSD, and I'll tell you, I've been very impressed. It's safe, it's effective, it's quick. And like I said, in my experience as a counselor and a therapist, I haven't seen anything as effective or as powerful as EFT. All right. Now, in response to this increase in people presenting with PTSD symptoms coming from some kind of ET experience or alien experience or alien abduction experience, I've decided to offer a free online group workshop for supporting, helping people who have been suffering from, I guess, alien abduction, PTSD, or trauma. Okay, it's completely free. Now, it is public. It's a group, all right? Now, again, if anybody would rather have a private session with me, I am available. And of course, in a private session, there's total anonymity, total confidence, etc. Okay, we'll be honored and respected. Okay, so anybody's interested, please feel free to email me or contact me through Facebook email. Okay, and I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love to be available to help you in any way that I can. So again, please accept my best wishes, blessings for a beautiful, wonderful, prosperous, abundant, successful, healthy, trauma-free, love-filled new year. And namaste, blessings.